Hi guys, now how's life been after quitting one of my jobs? Now, life has been good. To be honest, I've rested, I've been in bed, I've been working full time on my other job that is more, less overwhelming. Like, the most that I deal with is the people that are crazy and they just give attitude here and there. But other than that, I just brush them off to the side. But I get to have my weekends off and I get to just stay home, relax. I don't have to do double shifts. Like before, I was doing like Monday, Tuesday. I was doing 16 hours back to back, and I felt so exhausted. But now it's like if I'm not doing a double at the gym, I'll literally go home at 2 o'clock and I'll just relax. I'll stay in bed. I'll be on my laptop. I'll be on YouTube. And I just feel a lot better. And it's like you're working all this hard and you're doing all these hours, and it's like as soon as you get paid, the money comes right out the same day. So it's like there's no point of me killing myself trying to work all these hours, and then draining myself, and to the point where I can't even use my own body to even spend the money. So therefore, it's like, what's the point of me doing all of this for? You know, yeah, the money was great. Yeah, it was nice knowing that I could make a lot of money, but it was to the point where I had to choose my health over money, and that's exactly what I did. And I kid you not, I feel 10 times better doing that because I'm not as tired anymore. I am still tired, but I get to rest. I get to go to sleep. I get to do things like, sometimes I'll work 40 hours a week, and then there should have been a day where I should have took it off, but I like my schedule. 6 a.m. to 2, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then here and there, I'll do either a 2 to 10, and I'll still have enough sleep in the morning. So therefore, I don't have to wake up at 5 a.m., 5:30. Because me, I struggle with going and clocking in on time at work because of how early the shift is, because of just being tired. But I'm usually always on time, and when I go to work, I actually do my job. And there's people that go to work, they chill, they hang out, they talk amongst their friends, and they have fun. Me, I do that too, but I also know, like, hey, it's time for me to go to work. Let me actually do some work. So that's what I'm most excited about. It's just being able to just turn off the thinking of, oh, I have to work, just getting myself back into something that I can do. I can use this free time to learn more stuff. I can use this free time to do YouTube videos. I can use this free time to just sit back and relax and watch TV, eat cereal, have breakfast. I can meal prep. I can work out, Before, I couldn't even work out because I was so tired coming home from work that working out wasn't even possible for me. I would work out but one day a week, and that's all the energy I had in me, to actually work out. Now, if I want to become a personal trainer, I can become a personal trainer. Because why? Because I work at the gym. I have a free gym membership. I need to be able to utilize it, work out. Once I get a little bit stronger, then I could be either a personal trainer or I could go for photography. Yes, I have multiple things that I could do instead of me just working two jobs, and the pay schedule with my other job, the one that I had before, it was every 2 weeks. So I was either broke one week or, you know, I couldn't do multiple shifts at the gym. So therefore my paycheck was low at the gym, but it was higher at Nordstrom, and I was just pretty much fed up because like I felt like I was being unfair, like I was unfair at work. So I just decided like, like every shift, every weekend, it was a closing shift. And I didn't want to close every single weekend. Like that's why I was so tired because the shifts were 8 hours on a weekend. It was from like on Sunday, 11 to 7, or on Saturday, it would be 2 to 10 or 2 to 9:30. And it's like, I don't want to do all that. And then sometimes it'll be slow. It'll be slow for like 2 hours and a half or 3 hours and a half out of the whole shift. And then it's like it'll get busy all last minute. It'll get busy when everybody leaves. And then when I'm by myself, it's like I'm too overwhelmed to even help everybody. And then people leave because they get impatient because obviously it's only one person there in a whole entire floor. And I'm like, that's not fair to me. You know, you should be a manager. You should know how to schedule people to have me not be overwhelmed. It would be to the point where I was the only person sweating at that place. I'm not bashing that job because it did shape me who I am today, but I was just so tired and so overwhelmed to the point where I just had to go. Like I told my manager, like, listen, like if I don't leave now, like I'm literally gonna end up getting fired because I'm gonna be too exhausted from calling out all the time. There was this one time where they scheduled me like 7 days straight because they had no staff because everybody decided to go on vacation and there was nobody here. And I'm like, I get it, people want to go on vacation, you already approved it, but for you to approve everybody and then I'm working 7 days straight, closing, 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 no opening, no middle, I'm just straight closing. Like I felt like that was like a slap in the face. Like why would you want to do that? And then when I put in my 2 weeks in, like he didn't even give me a full 2 weeks. He gave me a week and a half to like literally say, you know what, goodbye. I get it, you're tired. Like I understand that, but even that was like a slap in the face. Like, which is cool. Like, I left. But my last day was pretty much sad. Like everybody was giving me hugs, like pretty much saying hug goodbye. And it was nice because I was a good employee. I was very friendly to everybody. I respected everybody. Everybody respected me. And it was pretty cool, just for the fact that I could just sit home and relax is just everything. And it's like for me to like have any free time, I would have to schedule it like weeks before, and it's like I didn't want to just keep scheduling time off weeks before just so I could get this specific day off. So I'm like, it's summertime. You know what? I don't want to do two jobs this summer. Let me just see and figure out what can I do within these 3 months that could potentially make way more than whatever I was doing with two jobs. Like, you know, it was such a good thing that I did that because it was my mom's birthday party. I would have to schedule time off because it was on the weekend because the mall is always busy on the weekend and they want people on the weekend. And it's like they're only going to schedule me to the close. And it's like had they had given me a midday shift, I could have still went to work and still go to the event. But guess what? Had I went to work, I would have still been tired for the event and then I wouldn't have enjoyed the event as much as I would have loved to had I been off. And for me to call out, it would have looked bad on me. So that's why I just decided, you know what? Let me just leave so I can just do and live and be free and live a little because it's going to be, I'm 29. It's going to be one time that I'm going to be 29. Let me just enjoy the summer. I've been trapped in all winter. It was so cold. It was freezing. So let me just enjoy summer. Take a break. And I'm dealing with kids. I'm dealing with toddlers. They're crying because they don't know me or whatever the case may be. But, I'm very patient. Like, I'm not going to just yell at the kid because it's crying or me get mad at the parent because they're, getting me mad. So I just, retail is just, I feel like it's not for me. But you definitely build your people skills through retail because you're dealing with people, which is a good thing. Yeah, you get paid, but the paycheck is so small and it's like they get so strict to the point where it's like you don't even want to work anymore because what do you get out of this? Like you're just working just to work. Like, and it's like your days are gone. Like your days are numbered. Like you're literally just working your life away. It's like you're at the place more than you're at your house. So there's no point in me just working, working, working just to work. I need to be able to take like 2, 3 days off to recover and then go back at it again. I don't have to just keep working because eventually I'm going to drain myself from doing that. But that's my reasoning for, pretty much leaving. And this is how I feel. And it's been a good decision. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.